Hello, people of YouTube. It's Brittany, Inner Goddess, here on the tube and elsewhere. Alright, happy full moon. Okay, so the topic that was coming up, interestingly enough, okay, is, the topic of work and what you do it for. Is your job for money, like the work you do in whatever capacity? Because we're living in times where a lot of people work as creatives. So you can be a creative. You can do whatever you like on the interwebs or just in life. People do all sorts of things. So there was a time when work just means suffering. It's what you don't enjoy doing, but you must do it for money. But now people do what they enjoy and figure out how to monetize it. So that question of asking yourself, what would you do if you could do anything for the money? If you could do whatever you want, what would you do? And I think that a lot of people come up with practical answers. Oops, that's not visible. Okay, there we go. A lot of people come up with answers that make sense, like something that uses their degree, something they already see other people doing, um, something they've heard of already. And uh, I think that often the question is asked differently when people are trying to figure out what you enjoy. It's like, well, what would you do for free? And I'm just like, well, unfortunately, whatever. I just like all labors that I've done, enjoyably and unenjoyably, like difficult and not so difficult, I've done for free. So you can't really ask me that because it's just like, what could I do happily? Well, I'm unhappy with no monies doing everything. Everything I do, even the stuff I choose to do, I am not so happy without funds. Everything that I choose to do, even if I was paid, even if I was paid a ridiculous amount of money, if I feel forced to do it, if I feel unappreciated, if people are mean to me as I do the work, then yeah, no, now I'm not happy, regardless. Like there's just no dollar amount that's going to keep the smile going. So this is my honest response. Everything that I do is some sort of labor, it's some sort of work. I don't not work. Whether it's cooking, cleaning, counsel, psychic intel, book reviews, um, every, uh, unsolicited gossiping, showing off crochet fashions. I'm like, that's model work. You can like it or not like it. I see what people be wearing on the runway by and by. I'm just like, some of this stuff is wily. Yes, there's nice fashions, but some of this stuff is wily. So I can't be I can't be convinced that that because I crochet that it's not fashions. It is fashions. And style is what you make it. If you like it, like if people like what you do, then they like it, and that's just called appreciating you. Um, it's not the price tag. Like if I hang a $5,000 price tag on the side of my dress, that now it's super fashionable and it wasn't before. Like, no, there's people that say Balenciaga sucks. And that was before scandals. So, no, it's it's how people feel. I cannot be convinced that it's just how you market yourself. You know what? This is your fault. No, no. I think that it has something to do with timing. If something is for you or not. Like, if it's supposed to happen, it's going to occur. Because there are people that put out products that they don't enjoy making, that experience plenty success, labor that they don't enjoy doing, and they experience plenty of success. And there's people that are doing what they love and they are not paid. So it's not that. You can advertise for yourself. You can pay for all sorts of money, put all sorts of money into advertising, or you could put in none. You could put in half your life effort, or you could just start out today. You can be well connected and boosted up into an industry, or you can have no connections at all. So, no, no, no. People try to take fate out of the modern equation, and I'm like, fate's not dead. um, what's for you is for you. I know that showing the tarot is not going to be helpful for everyone, but I do it anyway. Might be helpful for you, might not be. But Thoth Tarot like doesn't get as much visibility out in the tarot sphere, and it's the best deck ever. So, yeah, I'm like this video can be pretty quick, and deciding what to do. the question of what is the right path, what is the right direction for maximum funds in these changing financial times, as many people talk about changes in the monetary system, changes in the global economy. Many folk are considering different streams of income or multiple streams of income. And so, of course, there's question marks over the head about what what could be the most profitable. How do I know something is going to hit, or if I'm wasting my time? How do I know if I should stick with something that doesn't pay at present or pays very little and will hopefully pop, or if it's a bust and I need to figure out something else? Feelings are as important in money as they are in love. Feelings. You can trust that. It is still a relationship, because I think that a lot of times we think of money like it's a machine or something. Maybe because it comes out of the ATM, or we do it on our phones or with the cards now. Money is just a robot or something. No, money is attached to people. So there's feelings. And just like you figure that out, um, when it comes to relationships, someone becomes your friend because it feels nice chit chatting with them. Or opportunity strikes, you get a feeling that it's going to be beneficial to you to know them. People do things for different reasons, and people use their feelings to get a sense for what is the reason you're doing what you're doing, and does it align with how they feel about making a decision. Do they care whether you're having a good time at work or not? You know, if you've heard of, shout out to Cold Stones. Ooh, I used to love that ice cream shop. Uh, um, One of the things that makes Cold Stones pop is that they sing to you when you hit up their tip jar. Yes, they put on a show as they make the ice cream. Um, and it's just like they're making your stuff special. You can ask them to add a little something extra, like how Subway does. Um, but when you hit up their tip jar, the whole crew gets to singing. It's a thrill. It's a party. It's great. Um, Baskin Robbins don't care. Well, maybe they do now. I don't know. I don't be eating ice cream like that anymore. But do you care whether someone's happy at work or not? Or do you just care whether they do their job well? Um, does the speed at which they work matter to you? Does the length of time they spend with you matter? Do you want to feel like you're getting a streamlined experience, like everyone is treated the same? Or do you want to feel special? Does it matter if they're brand new? Are you nicer to people that are just getting started? Or do you prefer someone that's a bit more seasoned? They've been doing it a long time. They put in a lot of work. They've got a lot of education. They've got a lot of credentials. Or do you prefer a person with no credentials? They learned everything on the job, on the spot. Do you prefer a family owned business? Do you prefer someone that shows the process? Or do you not want to see crap? I just want to see it done. I want to know what all went into your process. Um, do you like a more personal experience where you know a little something about who's working at a place? Or do you not want to know diddly squat? Keep it to yourself. I'm here to buy what I'm here to buy or do what I'm doing. And that's it. Um, there isn't a rule. Like, as much as people say, like, oh, here's how you should act, here's how you should be, there isn't a rule. I have just an example with thinking about and getting my nails done. Because I don't know, it's just like when I do nails, if there's a day. Because the thing is, I don't know, like, there's, once you get all this teaching about chemicals and how they're freaking causing problems and cancers and such, really kind of messes you up about doing it. So I'm not trying to knock the industry. I think their nails are beautiful. I think that's lovely if you like to get your nails done. I have gotten my nails done many times. But I'm saying that as for my mental, knowing problems, just even knowing that, oh, there's nutrients and such that my nails are absorbing that can't reach my nail bed if I cover it with something. Like, what about the sun? Well, when I see the light of day, when I come out of the bat cave. Um, anyway, the point is, so back to getting nails done. Okay, so there's been nail folks that I went to that were kind of chit chatty, like trying to get to know me a little bit, and nail folks that were perfectly quiet the whole time, and nail folks that carried on an entire animated conversation the whole time, but not with me. What was my preference? Silence, but I would tolerate all of the above. As long as my nails were done good, I was happy. Um, some people are more rigid about what their preferences are. Some people are more flexible about their preferences depending upon the quality of your work. Like, I'd really prefer you shut it up, but you work so freaking well, I'll tolerate this story about what's going on with your uncle and how your day's going and your pets and the story of your life. I'll put up with you because you're just so damn quality. For people that um, might experience difficulty in the, the snagging of relationships and don't understand how some people don't have an issue with that. Uh, I'm saying it's those same vibes. It's like different people have different difficulties. And the the snagging of relationships type that attract people with ease for relationships type, it's vibes. I'm like the people that have trouble are not factoring in their thoughts and their feelings as they come out the door. I'm just like if you like for the women folk that are already thinking of marriage before they've met the man. Well, there's going to be a certain demographic of man that is available that is looking for a wife. And there are men folk that want to know you first. They're just like, if I get to know you and I really feel a way, then maybe I'd want to get married. Or I'm not interested in marriage at all. But if the right person came along or the relationship was so good, I didn't want to let the person go or whatever, what have you. Different people have snags on different things for people that never travel. They've never left the town that they've grown up in. They're wondering how do people travel the world? Like I never have the money to travel, or I'm so scared to fly, or I'd be so afraid to go to a different country. Well, all that's a factor in your travel uh, dreams. How are you gonna travel if you say you have no money to travel? Like it's impossible. I'm just like, you're telling me that you have a car and a house and a family and children on nowhere along the way. Did you put together the money to go on a trip? You can afford to travel. Travel is not a priority for you. I'm afraid to fly. Like, well, it's risk of death is much higher in a car than an airplane. So, yeah, there's that. Oh, other countries are dangerous. The country you're in is dangerous. Every country is dangerous. Okay, I won't say that. Not every country got the danger level of America, but there's danger all over the place. So, as a person that experiences the woes, I'm just like, why is it that well, I said it. once upon a time. I'm like, I'm cursed. I'm cursed. I'm X. I have financial restriction. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy to some people. Like, ain't no such thing as no hexes and curses. Well, whatever. Say whatever you want to say. But I only need to witness a certain amount of meaningful coincidence. For me, that's 3 strikes. Once, okay, that's kind of odd. 2 times, this is an annoyance. 3 times, okay, there's something going on. There's something going on here. And that's enough to make me pull out some cards about it, if necessary. Because the thing is, the synchronicities about said woes can be loud enough for me to figure it out just by itself. But anyway, upon tarot consultation, astrology consultation, I'm just like, oh, okay, so this is supposed to work a certain way. All right. So I thought myself flexible. I've been flexible. But in some regards, I have to admit, like, that my conditioning, because I'm just like, that's a real thing. I will not be gaslit into thinking that I just made this up myself. Because I see the conflict in my own beliefs, meaning feeling like we're all hoes for money. Most people do work they don't want to do, or work when they don't want to, or work in conditions that they don't want to, for money. Accept clients or work with customers they don't want to work with, they don't want to speak to, they don't like, whatever, what have you. For money. So my strong resistance to hoeing has been a hindrance in my finances. I'm just like, I do it all for love. I do it all by choice. Everything I do is with my free will. And I'm furious if I am put in a position that I don't want to be in. I'm furious if I am forced in some way to do something that I don't want to do. Some folks have come down on me, wanted to be irritated with me, like, oh, who do you think you are? For that. And my response is, would you prefer every person that works for you, makes a product for you, performs a service for you, would you prefer their misery as they deal with you? Like, your doctor just hates you, doesn't give a rip about your health. Like, you feel that. People that get bad bedside manner are angry. You notice how much more people love their plastic surgeon than I'm sorry, the rest of the doctors. Now, some doctors, yeah, they're cool. Like I have like the best dentist, the nicest dentist. It's like there's no reason for anyone to hide from this dentist. I'm grateful for the healthcare. I'm grateful for the dentist. Because there was a time when I when I had no access. So I appreciate. Um, and honestly, I can tell that even though like his work is work, um, he cares for people. Obviously, he had a special interest in teeth or oral hygiene, but he does it for because he wants to help people. In fact, I'd say everyone at that office does their job for care of the people. Now, would everyone be smiling if they weren't paid? Probably not. So, a factor, a factor for some folks. Um, Sometimes people are in the right job or in the right occupation, but they're either not being paid, not being paid enough, under poor working conditions, or there's other stuff going on in their life that they either must attend to or they're ignoring to work and must work a certain amount to even tend to these things. There are um, I feel for people that work in the hospital because plenty of people in the hospital chose their job. They want to work that job. They care for the work. They care for the patients. But the system causes a heavy workload or a process in which it is not enjoyable. Gotta crank people out like a factory. Can't really care for everybody. Gotta keep it moving. Um, Shifting back to myself with reading, I loved reading for my folks. Like, I've been happy with personal readings. What I did not enjoy, what I had a difficult time with, is the volume of people that was necessary for me to even begin to approach a livable amount of money. And I'm like, the thing is, people did not know that because what they were paying and what I was being paid, there's quite a discrepancy there. I couldn't really talk about it, but there was a presentation of me living a cushy lifestyle. Do lots of people present their life as cushier than it is in order to make funds? Yes. Yes, they do. It happens all the time. No, I mention pursuit of happiness all the time, but I'm just like that man was unhoused. I'm I'm just like, I choose circumstances, have chosen circumstances due to concern about looking like I don't have it together, concern about hitting a deck, concern about having way less. That's why I know that there's some astrological stuff occurring because I've had to deal with this anyway. I have not been able to avoid this, even with my efforts to avoid this. Um, but I think about it and it's just like in a field where honesty is valued, some folks do want to know how I'm doing. I was extremely surprised by that in reading for people. I've had people read me, and I'm just like, wow, you spent your time, your funds to read me. Wow, I've been stricken. That's a whole lot of care. Um, so why do I think that I could hop on social media and nobody cares who I am? I'll just post some stuff and feel no way about it, and it'll just be work. Like, why did I think it? Because I see it happen. I sense it happening. And I know sometimes I do it myself. There are pages that, like the channels that I look at, and it's like, oh, I get to know a person. I might follow a person for a long time because I'm like getting to know them as a person. But there's other channels or pages where I'm straight to the facts. It's speed scrolling past the chit chat to get to the instructional part of the video. Some people are totally understanding of that and they'll put timestamps or say you could go ahead and skim ahead. Fast forward if you like. Or you can skip this video if you want because I'm going to be going into all sorts of stuff. And there's other people that it's just like, no way, you're going to witness my life. That's what you're going to do, is witness my life. And they get to prattling about all sorts of stuff. I'm like, I came to this video for the freaking smoothie instructions. You said smoothie instructions or smoothie recipe. I'm freaking going on a trip with you to the grocery store. What is this? But depending on the person, that's the thing. That's the thing. Um, it really, because I'm like, just a PSA for anyone that might get offended either direction. It's not that, um, like, oh, some people are interesting and some people are boring, or it depends on the content or whatever. Like, it just depends. Some people that show nothing, like I watch ASMR videos. That sounds, usually people are just showing hands. It just might be hands in the video, and never their name or anything. But then if they show up, people ask their name. You want to know where they live. How are the kids or whatever? How's your health? Could you show us your process? Could you show us the room that you're in as you make the sounds? Could you tell me what kind of microphone you have? What kind of cell phone you're recording with? What kind of camera, whatever? I'm just like, it could be all sorts of stuff. Is that wrong or right? Like, it just depends on your comfort, I suppose. I haven't been holding out on people entirely because my life is a secret. Because people that have followed me for a while or watched me across platforms will see that, oh, by and by, she prattles. By and by, this girl will say all sorts of personal stuff. Yeah. So it's not necessarily that it's a secret or whatever. My life is full of secrets, so much as I often don't feel like people care. And this is not to be like mean about the people that do. The people that do surprise me. I'm like, oh, you want to know what I think? You want to know what I've experienced? Wow. When I started seeing posts across my feed that seemed oriented in the direction of my town, I'm like, first of all, I thought I lived in a small town. And I start to realize I'm just like, you know what? There's a good amount of people here. And secondly, the people see me by and by, but then I got offended. I got offended because I'm just like, how dare you guys see me from the internet and not say hi? So you don't want me to feel famous? Is that what it is? How dare you? Boost my ego. Come on now. My ego can afford it. Say hi. Um, I'm just like, keep going with this on the internet. I'm gonna start walking around like I'm famous. I'm just gonna have like mink on. It's gonna really start acting ridiculous. Don't push me. Um. Anyway. Um. That's funny. Funnies. 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 I'm playing. I wear what I wear. Um. And don't be bothering me about that either. I'm just like, I wear what I wear. If you see me chilling, I'm chilling. If you see me wearing something creative, it's fantastic. And if you like me on the interwebs and you snapped a photo of me, I'm just like, freaking show the photo. Like, freaking show it to me. Dang. Why people don't like this? See, I'm just like, why? Why? Anyway, um, but that's why I don't mention it because I've gotten offended. It wasn't a secret. Like I think I had it on my Facebook, like close enough. But um, I come from the beginning of the internets, where once upon a time you don't put your personal info because stranger danger. And I'm like, it's for this reason, for strange activity. It's just like, if you see me and I don't see you, and you want to let me know that, that's strange. If you say hi, it's not strange anymore. If you say hi online, or you say hi in person, then it's no longer strange. But if you just eyeball me and say nothing, then yes, it's weird. That would completely justify me trying to be sneaky about where I'm at, where I'll be, what I'll be doing. Put on a disguise, gotta come outside with a mustache on or something. And FYI, this is just a sidebar, side note, as I'm talking about strangeness. For women folk that have um, experienced a lot of interaction, you come outside, you smile at somebody, they on you. Um, I just want to say, because the thing is, it's put out there all the time, like it's your fault, women. Like, you were just out there looking all good and you don't expect no one to bother you. Women should be able to wear whatever they want to wear and decline interest if they feel like it. I can attest to the fact that it's not just if you're wearing hoochie wear or whatever. You can wear full sweats. You can have no makeup on. You can take your wig off. You can do all that and still attract. So it's not that. But I will say vibes are an accoutrement for that. Because me being online, I could say there was a time. Mm, no, not really. I'm just like by and by. Sometimes there's activity in my inboxes, but um, like attraction inquiry in my inboxes. But for the for the most part, my commentary, like so much of me, is just out there that I address things before it lands. And so, an honest thing, honest commentary for women folk, you might be on the internet looking attractive and such, and being approached often, and you don't like the way you're being approached. You might be sexy or sexual and giving no indication of not looking. Like your vibes might say that you're available, and you might not express what you're interested in or who you're available for. But yeah, I'm just saying mainly the sexy and sexual. I I don't really I put that out there to the minimal. There's some sexy conversation that pops up with me by and by. But I think the lack of consistency with that is a factor. Women folk that speak sexy content or share sexy or sexual content daily or often. Yeah, I think that yeah, the demographic can for sure experience a high volume of unsolicited uh, requests and commentary because the internet is vast and people can be anonymous. And why not shoot the shot? And honestly, I'm like, I sit here and in this moment as I contemplate, uh, imagining being in in the man spot, just for women folk. Women folk, we experience this like in the workplace where it's like you have to try, like you have to send out applications or apply to jobs. You might get a no or a couple no's, whatever, and you have to keep trying. You have to ask for what you want, or you don't get it. You have to ask for time off. You might not get offered no time off, never. You might get get asked to work more, whatever. Um, so we witnessed it then, but a lot of times for most women, we don't have to really shoot our shot. Never. In, in terms of relationships. And I think this is why adult friendships for women can be challenging, especially if you're an introverted person. Because when you're in school as a younger person, you just go to school, and even if you sit there quietly, you're going to be adopted by an extroverted person. Someone's going to ask you, "What are you doing? What is your name?" They'll just keep bothering you until you turn into being friends. So, um, or or there's forced activity by teachers. So just shout out to teachers for being like, here's a group activity. You guys are going to have to speak to each other. And they do that so that after the project, then you're going to feel at least a little more comfortable, possibly asking them to borrow a pencil, asking for a piece of paper or something. So, in adult friendships, for women folk, we have to approach. Like, you have to first show up to some sort of activity. That's thirst. Like, well, I have to very obviously be looking for some fellow human interaction. And you might you might make a friend or a couple friends, or that activity might be just activity specific. Where if you don't like that activity or you don't keep doing that activity, there goes the little friend group. Or the interaction, as it may. Also, some of us could be scarred by life, damaged, damaged by relationships, and so we don't trust talking to folks too often. Um, yeah, but men folk, the expectation is that you're going to approach. Like, if you don't talk to no women, you might not be spoken to. Um, but I don't know men folk. That's like, there's men folk that are usually approached, often approached. So I just like, yeah. But anyway, okay. Main point. Main point of the video is freaking the workplace, doing the work you love or the work you enjoy, being paid um, while enjoying self, knowing that that's possible. And I really, truly believe that most people, even the grouchiest of people, prefer that people aren't miserable, that are doing a job for them or whatever, even if the person is just like they're a cashier at a store. You know, they probably didn't grow up planning to be a cashier or just dreaming of cashiering in the store. But you hope that they don't hate themselves all day for doing the job. You hope that if you stop them in an aisle, like, hey, could you tell me where I could find such and such product? You hope that they're just not furious that they have to take the 15 seconds or whatever to speak to you. You hope. And if they do freaking hate it, you hope that they can put that away for a second. You would prefer that they don't scowl miserably in your face. It is a rare being that hopes that people are having a really hard time doing their job and they enjoy seeing the effort. Now, like, with the exception of like, freaking bodybuilders, you, I want to see the sweat. I don't want to know it's easy. I want to know it's hard. It's very difficult. Um. Anyway, um, feeling that like, yeah, kind of ease. It's like now as I sit here and I open up to the haters, the mads that want to see struggle. I'm like, it can be in academia. Um, how much college have you made it through? Some of that is like a test of like brain power. Like, I know that you were studious. I know you were committed to graduating. But it's also money. For every year a person was in college, that was money spent. Whether that's money out of pocket, loans, grants, scholarships, somebody investing in you, it's just like clearly there was commitment to the dream. So yeah, and academia is an area that you don't want to. You might not want to hear too much ease. I got my bachelor's in 12 years. Like 12 years. You know that it's not actually possible to take 12 years to get your bachelor's if you're taking a full course load every semester. That's not possible. So you know that person took breaks, failed every now and again, took like freaking like I don't know the 3 to 6 units at a time every now and again. You know they were chilling. You might have changed your major a bunch of times. 12 years for your bachelor's degree. And not everyone would care. Some people would just be like, well, you made it. Or heck, if I care if you have a degree or not, can you do the job? You know, this is one of those reasons. Sidebar, again for a moment, that it might I might come off like because of some quotes that I've made, some statements that I've made, that I have a problem with formal education, whether it's primary school or college. I have, okay, my primary school quibbles, and it's not personally me, like I had a bad experience or something, not necessarily. I liked my teachers for the most part across the board. I, I really don't have any complaints about any teachers. Um, I don't really have any complaints about the schools. quibbles about the curriculum, and that has a lot to do with government, not the teachers that work for the schools. Government snatched up Native kids, put them in schools, and said that you're no longer allowed to be taught by your family so that you can learn certain things, so we can mold you into a certain kind of person. This is the foundation of othering people from their own culture, because then the children are different from the parents. The children don't know the stuff that their parents and grandparents and great grandparents could teach them. So the kids are learning history that is either slanted a certain way or isn't theirs. And so the parents can work and stimulate the economy. There's my primary school quibbles. And as for college education, I am nothing against college education. I um, I had a good time for my 2 minutes in college, but I have an awareness now. I've grown into an awareness that you can learn a lot on your own. You can learn everything that you need to know on your own. And your studies can be directly catered to what you want to know. You don't need to do a bunch of prerequisites. The prerequisites will come in naturally. If you want to learn how to fix cars, it can start with just what you need to do. And if that turns into something you enjoy, it's like it can turn into a hobby or it can turn into a job. You hear a lot of that, like from people that like work on cars or what's that called? Is it called refurbish on a car? I know that's what it's called with furniture, but like restoration, yeah, of of vehicles. I think that's fantastic. Freaking pimp my ride kind of situation. I love that. Like there's people like they took it up as a hobby, or and they knew someone. So anyway, that was a side note. Doing stuff you enjoy. All of this is relationships. It's relationships everywhere. Um, your relationship with what you're doing, how you feel about what you're doing, your connections with other people, the vibes that are radiating off of you. All of this is factors in the doing what you do. The secret is not what's popping at the moment. Because think about it, like I remember when it was first news out. It's like, oh my God, people are making money on Instagram. And so a bunch of us like started trying to do stuff. Like, okay, how do I make this work? And it's like, oh, they're not being paid. They're getting sponsorships. And then it turned into like, no, there's some people that are influencers. and they're paid just for posting. They post their product, but they're wearing a product or they're at a place or whatever, and it's just them living. It's like, wow. So, how often do I need to post? What do I need to do? How do I need to act to be an influencer? Because I'm already on Instagram. And the answer was, it just, it just pops for some people and not for other people. Everything isn't for everybody. So I'm like, here I am, freaking Brittany Longwins over here, long talking to YouTube. Well, you know what? If you enjoy my long prattles, I appreciate you. If you made it this far in my video, I appreciate you. I hope that uh, something I put out there has made you think about relating in whatever area might be challenged, and thinking about your thoughts about the thing or the interaction. Think about your feels. Keep that in mind, because that's projected outwards and it radiates around you. And you know how they say, like, you can change your life by changing your thinking. It's because we're relating. All right. So I'm sending lots of love your way, many blessings on your journey, and I'll see you in the next one.